Caroline, thank you so much for joining us today. I know you're calling from Texas, and really appreciate you spending some time with us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So can you just kind of give us a little bit of background about your journey and how you got to where you are, and then what your company focuses on?
Sure. I am a serial entrepreneur. I'm one of those. So after business school, I actually put in motion my business plan that I took in my second year of business school in entrepreneurship course. And that was a DNA identification company called Identigene. Still sells in CVS and Walgreens as a paternity test. And so I ran that company for 14 years and then sold it and then had another genetics related company that really was more focused on research scientists. And then I got into the world of consumer goods with a company called Upspring Baby, and they sold products for new moms. And did that for a little while, and then really founded this company that I'm at now, which is called Organicare. And we are focused on over-the-counter healthcare products for women, particularly in vaginal health. And so it's a very specific area, but one that's been really woefully underserved and under-innovated. And so we like to, we're really excited to be bringing very differentiated, natural, but more effective products to market to treat things like yeast infection and genital herpes and bacterial vaginosis. All the stuff nobody wants, but you want to have a good product when you have it.
It's funny. There's likely things that you didn't realize were businesses tend to be the least sexier, that tend to be the more profitable and tend to be more the scalable businesses. So that's right. Fantastic. And then overall, would you say, are you positive or apprehensive about the current state of the market?
I'm really positive. Healthcare is a little bit more impervious to economic changes. I mean, if you get an infection, if you have something go wrong, you have to get it taken care of.
Literally a true pain point.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And do you see your business expanding or contracting the next year?
Expanding. I mean, we've been growing now every year over year and picking up the pace of growth. So we're very bullish on our future 12, 24, 36 months. So.
Nice. And what's been your kind of biggest change since you've seen from the pandemic in your business?
So the pandemic did offer some challenges to us in that, people's shopping habits during the pandemic certainly changed. And so, kind of the old, very known big brand products were favored during the pandemic when people would just run in, grab something and go, or just ordering online. Those are only known products. Mm-hmm. Whereas, Femiclear, our brand it was an emerging brand. And so, it requires consideration at the shelf and looking at the package. And if you're looking to try something new, the pandemic was not really the right environment to do that in. So we did see some challenges there, but we've now since seen it kind of recover.
Okay. And this is going to be around more staffing in your organization. So has hiring and retaining good staff become more or less difficult?
I think we've got a great opportunity and a great culture, and I think that makes retaining staff easier when you've kind of got the right type of environment. But for sure, finding great talent that has a lot of the digital marketing skills that we've been looking for. We've had to look hard to find the right people, but we've done that, and we know just people are everything. It starts and ends with who do you have. And so we've worked really hard to build a great team.
That's bad. And you kind of already answered the next question. Is there any departments that you're experiencing the biggest challenges? Would you say your digital marketing?
Yeah, I would say so. That we make our own products, and so we have great production people. I mean, we've got great people in all areas of the business. But I would say, being a really good digital marketer, and that's a broad category, right? I mean, yeah. There's a lot that goes on within it, but finding those people with real talent is important.
Important. And then I assume has wages got pretty constant, or has you seen a decent creep up?
I for sure, kind of maybe 6 months ago, we were for sure seeing, wages and competitiveness increase, but I think that's leveled off now and maybe even come down a bit.
Interesting. So this is the first time that we've had someone say it's come down a bit. So
yeah. Well, I think because it spiked so
much
dramatically that it sort of has normalized. It's normalized still higher than it was. So don't get me wrong, but
okay.
I think that the trajectory upward,
the increased percentage has come down, but not necessarily.
That's right.
Actual,
that's right.
Okay.
Yes.
And then kind of run the sales and marketing. Do you feel you need to have a lot more impressions now to convert business? The same or less?
We've really tried to move away from impression orientation and more into good targeting and finding the right people to deliver marketing messages to. And so, figuring out how to find those quality audiences so that our conversion rate's higher, which is difficult to do. I mean, we can do it very well on our D2C site, but the vast majority of our business is actually major retail. And it's difficult to trace, what marketing effort is actually converting in brick and mortar. So we're just trying to extrapolate that from our online sales where, kind of the information is much tighter. Mm-hmm. So, so I would say that, we're continuing to try and work on that.
Okay. And this is around the operations. Would you say you have a lot of processes that are clearly defined, documented within your recurring activities within your organization?
For sure. We are especially a good manufacturing facility. We are regulated by the FDA, and so we have to operate with SOPs and quality systems, and so all of that is very, very tight and built up. Mm-hmm.
And then how do you decide and track kind of your KPIs? Is that part of it, or do you have different ways of doing that?
Yeah, so every function area, every person has their own set of KPIs that they're responsible for and that we are responsible for. And so, in quality, we have a set of KPIs that lets us know we're doing things the right way the first time. In sales and marketing, we have all manner of different metrics that track progress, and we try to find, at least as many leading KPIs as lagging, if lagging is, for example, revenue. So we try to look really carefully at that and assign, people to the KPIs so there's someone accountable.
Did you do anything? We do kind of daily activities where those lead to those results and kind of track those. I assume you have something similar?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And then the last question is, what is your biggest market prediction for the upcoming year or 12 months?
Goodness. I feel like as people continue to come out of the pandemic, people are traveling more, people are experiencing life. It's sort of like almost like a rebirth, I think. And so with that comes, a lot of long lost, missed, behaviors and things to enjoy. And so I think every industry that is somehow impacted by that, will flourish and continue to flourish. And hopefully we can get a grip on our supply chain problems that are kind of plaguing everybody globally. Yeah. And key products like fuel that have been really inflated. I hope they come down, but I do predict that we'll get a handle on those things.
That's interesting. I was just walking to a lunch meeting today, and I just looked around. No one had a mask. Everyone was just kind of operating. I was like, this is kind of weird on how I can shake hands when I get there. It was just the realization that it was like, oh wow, this is actually, fingers crossed. It'd be tough.
Yeah. It's true. And I guess being an entrepreneur, I'm always optimistic. So, if anything, I always think of it that, in the most positive light. But I do see that as where we're going.
That's great. Well, Caroline, thank you so much for your time. We found it really valuable, and wish you the best in the future.
Thank you. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.